I'm Teresa Coraggio, and this is Third Paradigm. Today, I'm doing an unscripted rant on why the Golden Rule is the most not only ridiculous, but intentionally obfuscated moral code ever written, and why it is that all of our problems would be solved if we went back to what had been the moral code, which is its exact opposite. Let's get started. Let's start with the Golden Rule. If you've watched my videos for any time, you know that I believe that our version of Christianity, which I call Jesusism, is an imperial psyop. This is the belief that the Christ was one person who God loved more than everyone else, who died and suffered in order to make it so that our sins would be forgiven. So all of us are sinful. None of us are the Christ, but that one person imposed more guilt on all the rest of us. This is not a religion of liberation. It's not a religion of empowerment. And true Christianity, in which I believe we are all collectively the Christ, is that kind of empowerment. The Golden Rule credited to Jesus is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So this makes it something that is proactive and hypothetically infinite. Love your neighbor as yourself. Anything that you would do for yourself, therefore do for your neighbor. Who could live like that? I'd like other people to give me all their money, but am I going to do that for them? And if I were to do that for them, would I then be not taking responsibility for the people whose care has been entrusted to me? Jesus says, "Give away everything you own and follow me." Well, that sounds like something that we're all going to do. So it turns it into what is really a slave religion, something that is talking to the colony of Rome and saying, if you are asked to take these things for a mile, take them an extra mile and leave your kids at the corner. I'm sure they'll be fine. If someone slaps you, turn the other cheek. And do you turn the other cheek when they slap your wife, when they slap your kids, maybe when they start threatening your kids, when they kill your kids? Do you continue to turn the other cheek? Because that's what an imperial power would like you to do. Never retaliate, never fight back, never take back your own power. Just continue to acquiesce and obey and give unto Caesar what is Caesar's, which means the money, and give unto God what is God's, which means your obedience. And who is that obedience to but the imperial powers? What is the opposite of this rule? The one that is so unambiguous, clear-cut, and logical that it has been the basis for moral decisions for communities around the world for millennia. I'm going to call it the Rule of Reciprocity. It is not right for you to do to others what would be wrong for them to do to you. Let's look at some examples. I'll start with the most horrific example with which I'm sure many of my viewers will already be familiar. Right now in the Israeli Knesset, they are debating whether the anal rape of Palestinian prisoners with blunt objects like a broomstick is permitted. And the head of the IDF is yelling that yes, everything is permitted. And there are some riots that are going on and some Israelis who have said, we were willing to do everything else, but now you've gone too far. So this is something that the apologist for the U.S. president, I forget the official term for that role, was asked by a reporter, is this a war crime? And they danced around it and said, oh, they're investigating, and certainly that's probably against Israeli law. And then the guy said again, but if it's true, is it a war crime? And there was no real answer to that. So under this rule of reciprocity, the real question is, if that was done to you, would it be wrong? If that was done to your wife, your son, your child, would it be wrong? And that cuts through all those layers of obfuscation. This is something that I'll be linking in the Substack version to Vanessa Beeley, who has reported on this and reported extensively on the culture of rape in Israel and how known and convicted pedophiles have been welcomed into Israel, how there has been rape of Palestinian women and of children, both boys and girls. This is as far as I think we can go in terms of making an example that fits this. The other example I'll give is from my previous post on Sasha LaTipova. In that one, I quote from her daughter Soph when she was from 11 to 15 years old, but I knew that and didn't bring it up for a year until Sasha demonstrated in her comments that she was in agreement with all of the things that Soph had said and more. And those are things that are racism, that are ridicule of people based on their gender, based on their religion, based on their sexual orientation, and using slurs, using name-calling, and even threats of violence, and encouraging others. To me, she has said that I am lucky that she is only verbally skewering me because she would be considered honorable to kill me for insulting her daughter. These are things that other people who are her supporters, the 43,000 subscribers here on Substack, and all of the people who have interviewed her, need to challenge her on. If you don't, what you are is in agreement with that. That if we say that if someone's on our side, you should never challenge their ideas, what we're saying is that morality doesn't matter. What matters is our allegiance to our side. It's our superiority to other people. And it's different if someone says something or does something based on whether they're on our side or not. So this is what we need to be looking at, because otherwise we have no morality. On the left, terms like racism, sexism, homophobia, and hate speech have been weaponized. They've been made so broad that they include everything that they want to censor, including the expression of ideas. On the right, that's created a place where there's no longer a distinction between attacking people and critiquing ideas. So when I critique Sasha's ideas, I'm seen as attacking her, even when the ideas that I'm critiquing are ones of attacking people. To conclude, morality supersedes religion. Morality supersedes politics. It supersedes nationality, friendships, family, and who's on our side. If we want to get out of this conundrum, we need the rule of reciprocity, which is a double-edged sword, meaning that you cannot wield it against someone else without being subject to it yourself. And that is the best protection we have. For more on morality and its absence in our debates, here is Yuval, Bibi, and Majid, and this is Kennedy Straddles the Divide. Thank you for watching.